So as we rumble through this bull market, one of the things that we need to be crystal clear on is that people must use cold storage wallet devices. Because if you don't, there is a great opportunity for the centralized players to rob you blind. And it's happened with Mt. Gox. Of course, that was a hack, but it also happened with Voyager, Celsius, FTX, BlockFi. So don't fall victim to that. What we're going to do today is talk about a cold storage device called Ellipal. Now, on this show, we've talked a lot about Ledger. We've talked a lot about Tangem, which is my personal favorite. But Ellipal reached out and said, hey, how would you like to do a quick review of our device? And we'll send you some free ones. Great. So they sent me some free ones, and that was it. This is not a paid service. The ones that I have right here, I will be giving away. I have a couple of them. But there was no money that changed hands. I want to make sure that is crystal clear as we do this review. So let's jump in. So the first thing first is that if we're going to talk about a cold storage device, some of the things we want to talk about is, just how great it is, and of course the information behind it. So you see on the website, it'll say Forbes Advisor Best of 2023, which I got to tell you sounds pretty good until you remember that Forbes also picked these morons. So as you go through this and just say, oh, well, Forbes picked it, they don't have a real great track record. So just take that with a grain of salt. One thing that I really like about this device is that there's no connections to it. There's no ports. There's no USB-C, USB. There's no Wi-Fi connections, NFC, Bluetooth, cellular, nothing. It is completely air-gapped. And the only way that you can update it is by attaching a small device magnetically and inserting a small card and updating the device itself. Beyond that, there is no connection to the outside world. So you also have offline firmware update, which is 100% offline, like we just talked about, using a micro SD card. It's got an auto self-destruct. So if there's any tampering or if it's defected, your private information will be automatically deleted. There's a secondary wallet option. Set up alternative accounts that shows up when the wallet is unlocked with your alternative password. So let's just say, for example, someone breaks in your house and goes, give me your cold storage wallet device because I know you're a crypto nerd. And then you say, oh, okay, here's the device itself. And the password is, numbskull or whatever. And they put that in and they're like, hey, you've only got half a Bitcoin, or you've only got 0.002 Bitcoin. Well, I guess that's better than nothing. And they walk away and you're good. So there is options. Also, two-factor authentication, PIN entry, password entry, get extra secure with gesture PIN, and numeric password. So very important, the actual security itself. So again, like we talked about, it's fully metal sealed and built with no online components. I really like that part about it. System will delete every data when it detects a breach. So if anybody's trying to physically hack in there, it just self-destructs like we talked about. And the big thing here is it's EAL 5+ secure element. What is all that? Well, as far as security goes, in the IT world, it goes between EAL1 and EAL7. And this provides the greatest level of assurance that a product or a system's principal security features have been reliably applied. And this is the most important part. A higher EAL is not automatically indicative of a stronger level of security than a lower EAL. This is because EALs are only comparable across products that have the same security target. So you may have other devices that have 7+ or EAL 7, and that's the top. So you're like, why isn't it at 7? It's because it's the particular device of what we're comparing to across a spectrum. So how does that compare to the big guns in the space? So with Ledger, this is from their website. I will link this in the description. They have obtained an EAL 5+ certificate, which essentially is the same as Ellipal. So that's looking good. They're on the same level. However, I have got a lot of requests, especially because of Guy over at Coin Bureau. He seems to love Trezor for some reason. And he says, you got to look at Trezor, mate. And I took a look, and yeah, they have an EAL 6+, so a little bit one up. But also on that side, Tangem, my personal favorite, also has an EAL 6+. So for taking a look at EAL, a little bit higher security, that's what it is. Now, the price. So Trezor is actually quite a spectrum. Fluctuates between $59 for the Model 1, Safe 3 is $79 and $179. So between $60 and $180 essentially. That's what a Trezor will cost you. A Tangem, with my discount code, it can range between $49 or under $50 for 2 cards or $63 for 3 cards. And then Ledger, when I was looking today, I couldn't even get thing to load up for whatever reason. I don't know. And it didn't say it, but I know it's somewhere between $69 and $179 for the Ledger Nano S, and the X and the Stacks, I think, is above 200 if that ever comes out. So good luck with that. But for Ellipal, you're looking at between, for the Titan Mini, which we're going to look at today, from $99 to the Titan 2.0, $169. The Ellipal seed phrase steel at $59. Not too bad. And then, of course, with the app itself, because you can't access everything else without the app, you will have that over 10,000 coins and tokens, which is a strength, I believe, for Ellipal. So we're going to look at today. So I'm going to set up the Titan Mini. I'm going to show you how that works with the micro SD card. We're not going to take a look at the Titan itself because it's kind of across the board. Didn't really interest me too much, especially for the price point. But I am going to show you this steel wallet and 24 words and how it actually works. And I think this is the jewel. So let's just jump right in. All right, so let's take this apart. So this is the Titan. And of course, it's much smaller than the original Ellipal Titan 2.0. This is the Mini, which I like. You can see here, very small, very compact. And the only thing it has for any kind of access is this right here. It's a magnetic strip. And essentially what this is going to allow you to do is we're going to be able to attach that and put the SD card in there to update it. And that's it. Other than that, there is no connection. And I like that part a lot. So let's see. Let's open the rest of this stuff. This AirCap wallet. I don't care about that. Whatever this is. Oh, look at that. A nice little place to put your seed phrase so you can hopefully not lose them. That's always nice. Then, of course, here we have the most annoying part of cold storage devices is these little goofy cords. USB to USB-C. We also have the magnetic device, which will essentially connect here. And that was where we will put our microchip to update it. So let's see if it has any juice and go from there. Power button's right there. Ooh, it does have juice. All right. English is my favorite language. And now I got down the Ellipal app. There's always something with this. So I'm going to use my phone to scan this and we'll go from there. All right, so there it goes. That's my phone. And allow to switch apps. Sure, why not? Let's do that. And Ellipal. Plus, I've already had this, so I guess I get to re-download it again. Great. Let's open this sucker up. Great. Start. I will read this diligently. I am a speed reader. And yes, that's a lot of stuff. Holy smokes. Yeah, I read all that. Please press the button to scan the Ellipal app connection QR code. Okay. So we're going to click here. Connect to the cold wallet. Like to access the camera. Allow. So first thing you might notice on this one, we already downloaded the app itself. There's a blue arrow right there. We're going to click on the blue arrow. And it's going to ask us, do you want to create an account, recover seed phrase, or import an account? Now, you can import an account from someplace else, but we're just going to set this one up. Create account. Account name. Let's put it on as Rob. Password. Let's set an account password. Great. Select address type. General SegWit. We'll just stick with SegWit. And then passphrase. So essentially you're doing a password to get into your passphrase. Now, you cannot do this and keep it off. Or if you think like, hey, I can't trust my own family or people might break in and they're going to steal this device. If they're going to steal this device and you think about it, then put a passphrase in because then they have to actually get into and use the passphrase to get into the device to get to your actual 24-word seed phrase. So for this one, I'm going to skip it just for time. Created successfully. Please back up the seed phrase. Let's do this. Backup. Please keep in mind the seed phrase is important for assets. Let's back up now. Now, look at this. Look at this really closely. Never share these backup words. I am not going to use this device at all. I'm actually going to reset it after I am done. But this is what you will copy down on your card, which is over here. And you'll copy everything down and you'll store this in a safe place as best you can. However, I think there's a better option for you, which would be the seed phrase steal. So again, I am showing you this because I am not going to use this device. This device will be reset. Never share your backup phrase because if they have the backup phrase, somebody out there, and doesn't matter where you're at, You could take this phrase, you could punch it into any wallet and get every single crypto that I actually have in this wallet just from these 12 words. Crazy, right? So now we get to select the coins or the cryptos that we want to add in. And you can see there's a ton of them right here. And they're just going to add those in automatically. If you want to turn anything off, you definitely can, but we'll just leave it on. And then, wow, that's a lot. Then we're going to press OK. And that's essentially it. If I want to transfer Bitcoin, if I want to send this, I have to connect this to the app. I have to scan this here. And then I have to use the app that we just downloaded in the beginning to send it off, and it'll actually work to this device itself. So that's essentially Ellipal in a nutshell. Now what I want to show you is something I think is much, much more interesting, is the Ellipal seed phrase. And I like this one because, first of all, it feels good. It feels sturdy, feels heavy. Even if you're in a fire, which let's hope you're not, and you had written down your passphrase over here, which I did not do, your essentially life savings is gone. And that's a big problem, right? But with this, it's all steel, and you can put these in there as you see fit and make it work. So let's see what it comes with. So this is essentially what it comes with. And you can't really see it too well on this device, but you can see right here the little letters that we have right there. What we're going to do is you're going to use the first 4 letters of the seed phrase and put them in there because they actually pre-populate when you do that. So with this one, the first seed phrase word that I had, it was shop. So I'm going to need to find the S, and let me just go through this. Here we go. We found the S's. Oh, I see. And it's a little bit cumbersome, but these guys just, there's a backing for the plastic. You just take this plastic off. You don't have to pop them out or anything like that. And voila, there they are. There's my first S. And I'm going to put it in here. Now, the thing with this is you're going to have to unscrew it. Pop, 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 pop. Okay, so here's the first problem. This screwdriver doesn't really work too well because it's already gets grinded down after the first couple of screws get out. So I'm going to have to go get another screwdriver that I own to get these things out and go from there. All right, so I finished up just the first 3, and you can see here I got shop, diet, and prid. Actually, it's pride. I'm just missing the E. But again, it's only for 4 letters. The other letters should auto-populate when you're trying to recover your passphrase, and that would take it for that. So that concludes the Ellipal review. So my final thoughts are this. The Ellipal device is a little bit cumbersome, especially when you're trying to update the software with the small little micro SD card, which is fine, but it's just a little bit cumbersome, and you can get around that. I'm a big believer in diversification, so I do use an Ellipal, but the majority of what I use and put on for my devices would be my Tangem and my Ledger, and a little bit on the Ellipal, and that's up to you to go from there of what you think is actually best. So I'll leave it in your capable hands. Anyhow, that's it for today. So I wanted to give a shout out to Ellipal. Thanks for these free devices. I appreciate it. And that's it for today. Like this video, thumbs up, subscribe, all the good stuff. See you on the next one.